joined now at the first ever NALS Northern Conference by John Midgley of Touchstone and also on the SAFEagent steering committee. And John, how important do you think it is for NALS to actually come out of London and engage with agents up north?
I think it's incredibly important. I think there's a great danger that the whole of the private rented sector, that policy and thoughts and strategy about it are all driven from the London market. And we forget very quickly and very dangerously that there is a market throughout the country. I think that there's a risk that agents outside London feel alienated. And I think it's great that NALS have come to the north. It's something I've been pushing for quite some time, so I'm really pleased that it's happened. I think it's a different market up here. The businesses, the letting agent businesses are often different to the ones in London, but it's a massive opportunity to tell people about NALS, to tell people about SAFEagent, and to embrace them in what's going on.
And for the agents themselves to actually, as an agent, you can be quite insular, just working in your business every day. What's the value of coming out and seeing the states, meeting stakeholders, meeting policymakers, and networking?
I think it's finding out from the horse's mouth what's going on, whether that be DCLG or the Ombudsman or whatever. I mean, I think Kate Fortner's research and her talk this morning was absolutely an eye-opener for everybody, and that's because Kate's very fair about this. She easily recognises that it isn't all about London, and I think it's also about bringing the future forward to people a little bit. I mean, there's been a bit of talk this morning about institutional investment in the sector. Well, in reality, any institutional investment that's going on tends to be concentrated in the London and the South East at the moment, but it won't be forever. What will it mean for letting agents? Well, nobody really knows yet. But if people know that this sort of stuff is happening, then they can start making contacts, they can start networking, they can start asking the right sort of questions, they can start looking at the types of policies and procedures they need to put in place to win this business in the future. Because, institutional investment in build to rent is in its infancy, as I say, in London and the South East, but, in 5 years' time, it probably will be in York and Leeds and Manchester and Newcastle. And so it's sort of making people more aware of what is going on across the country.
And of course, the SAFEagent message as strong as ever, and hopefully the Consumer Rights Bill is going to reinforce that.
No, absolutely. Client money protection is just such an obvious thing. I mean, I just can't understand why everybody in the country isn't aware of it. I mean, I think we've still got an issue to educate people. I think tenants and landlords don't yet all understand what client money protection means, or even what client money is. So the SAFEagent campaign will go on, but the success of SAFEagent will be the day that we can close SAFEagent down, because everybody knows about it and everybody has got client money protection. That is our aim. We're not trying to do anything else but that.
And just to finish then, John, really, there are challenges with the private rented sector coming, uncertainty about the general election. Yep. Do you believe that the successful agents of the future are those that have kind of educated themselves, kept ahead of trends and been informed?
Absolutely. Touchstone is an organisation that doesn't really have its own letting agents. It lets all the properties it manages throughout the country through small local letting agents. That's how we operate, and we choose the ones who know what they're doing, the ones who do have client money protection, the ones who are members of a redress scheme. We've been demanding that for years, so it's great to see this happening. And I think the other thing I'd say is it can get very frustrating when we all see the bad guys still operating out there and making a lot of money and abusing vulnerable tenants. But one of the ways we can help ourselves is all spread the message about what a good managing agent is, what a good landlord is, what a good tenancy agreement is, and what are reasonable fees.
Well, I agree with you 100%. And a day like this, with everybody together under the same roof, it can really spread positivity.
Absolutely.
And help educate everybody involved. And that kind of ripples out, doesn't it?
It
So
does.
Not just London, we need ripples everywhere all over the UK.
And we're not going to get a government this week anyway who's going to do it for us, so we've got to start doing it a little bit for ourselves, I think.
Well, great to have your input here, John. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.